Hey everyone, can you hear me? Hello, hello. Let me know if you can hear me.
So you can hear me.
So you can hear me.
Great.
Okay,
Thank you.
great. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
I'm still trying to figure out the setup. Let's see. I think I might have to turn off one of these.
Okay. Is that better for everyone? I'm kind of hearing a feedback, so let me see. Is that better? There's an echo. Yeah, because I have two things going. So I have the camera, my phone, and then I have my computer going at the same time. So is this better now? Perfect. Okay. All right. Welcome, everyone. I'm so excited to have you here. And before we get going, I want to thank you all for joining me. A lot of you may or may not have heard about table tipping before. So show me how many people have heard. Yes, Queen. Hey, Robert. Let me know how many of you have ever heard of table tipping, have seen table tipping, or have actually used table tipping before. Nope. Okay. So Janetta says no. Okay, great. Vanessa saw it one time. Okay, perfect. Barbara, no. Cool. And Robert, no. Okay. All right. So let me explain what table tipping is. And I'm going to mute this all the way. Okay. So table tipping is a pretty old form of divination, and it was actually used. Oh, thank you, Rain. It was actually used by spiritualists. That's who actually used it. So I don't know if you're familiar with spiritualists, but it is a church, and so they actually have used for table tipping for a very long time. I was actually introduced to table tipping by spiritualists. I have never really had a teacher, and the one time that I actually decided to get some education, I actually went to a spiritualist camp for a weekend, and one of the things that they shared with us was table tipping. Now, I have to admit, when I first saw it, it was really weird. And the way that they did it then was they put us in a really dark room. I mean, I couldn't even see my hand in front of my face. That's how dark it was. And they had red lights above so you could see what was going on in the room, but it really didn't interfere. And then what happened was he told us, the gentleman that was the teacher told us that the table was going to walk around the room. Now, this was when I first started. So this was many years ago. And honestly, I was a little freaked out. I was like, okay, what the hell did I get myself into? And I getting a little more feedback. Okay, thanks, Robert. I think it's this. I'm trying to mute this all the way. Let me see if I can. No, I don't know if that's better or not. It's probably because this camera, I cannot mute this all the way, and so it might have a little bit of feedback. Let me see if I can correct that. But anyway, yeah, so the table literally just started moving around the whole room, and it was pretty intense. It was really interesting, and I actually started using it with my meetup group. I had a meetup group from 2005 2016 to 2000 and probably 21 it was called So You Think You Are Psychic. Some of you here actually were in the classes that I taught then, and I've taught over 450 classes. But we used to come into this room and we'd move all the carpet out, all the furniture, and we'd have like for 2 hours we would table tip, and it was a lot of fun. So anyway, those are the good old days. But I really love table tipping. And the one thing that you need to know about table tipping is that I am not moving the table. I know a lot of people think that the person that's working on the table is moving it, but spirit is actually moving through the table. So before we start, I'm going to explain a little bit about that and just I will also be teaching psychic development and helping spiritual entrepreneurs with their gifts and actually turn them into a soulful, profitable business. If that's something that interests you, please like and subscribe to my channels. I am only allowed right now to go on YouTube Live. My goal is to get live on TikTok and Instagram. I am not good at those platforms at all, and so this is going to be very interesting to see how I get on there. Also, I wanted to let you know my name is Tipping the Tea with Mimi on all of those social media platforms. You can also find me as Mimi, the Table Tipping Medium. And also, I'm going to be going live with a co-host, Brianna. Brianna's been a student of mine for many years, and she also loves table tipping. So we've done some table tipping demonstrations. They were a lot of fun. So we'll be doing that together on Saturday, starting Saturday, May the 5th at noon. All right. But I will be going live. My schedule so far is Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. All right. So before we begin, again, I want to just explain the table. So this is the table. I'm going to just turn my camera down so you can actually see it. So let me know if you can actually see the table. And there is a little bit of a delay on the feedback. So just, I'm seeing I see your comments, but I'll see them a little bit delayed. All right. So the table's name is Edgar. So this is Edgar, my table, and my hat's name is Esmeralda. I actually feel more psychic when I wear this hat. I don't know, but I love the hat. And it's just, I don't know. I just love wearing it. So I'm going to show you Edgar. It's a really heavy table. I mean, I'm going to show you the table. I think I got this at a thrift store. This is not something that I had. But as you can see, I just wanted to show you that how thick the table is, and it's actually a pretty heavy table. It is short. I thought that was kind of one of the drawbacks of the table, but you know what? I wasn't about to get one more piece of furniture, so this is going to be the table tipping table for now. Alrighty. So also, if you are interested in coming into my studio when I do a live table tipping event and you want to join me and you want to put your hands on the table, let me know. You have to live in San Diego, and you'll come into the studio and you'll join me for the table tipping event. You'll actually be tipping the table with me, so it'll be lots of fun. So, hey, Cindy, how are you? All right. So if that's something that interests you, let me know. So how this is going to go tonight is you will be able to ask me questions. So the only thing that I cannot answer, the only things I cannot answer are by law, by California law, or anything having to do with finance, anything to do with health, including gender. I can't answer anything that has to do with, what's the other thing? I can't. Lost my train of thought. Sorry. Finances. So anything that has to do or real estate. So anything that has to do with that, I can't really answer any questions. So please don't ask those questions. Other than that, I can answer like well-being questions. I can answer relationship questions. When I talk about finance, I mean investment questions. So you can ask me about, finances and what to do to get on track. Now, the thing is, this table only answers yes and no. So it's sort of like a pendulum. And the person that is working on the table has to be in a very, very neutral space. It's almost, again, like a pendulum. The table will also answer maybe. So I'm going to show you how the table actually answers that. And it's actually pretty interesting. But I am not tipping, I am not moving the table. I know that a lot of people think, oh, the person's moving the table, and actually I'm not. The table spirit is moving through me. I call my spirit guides into the table, and they actually just start responding. All right. So if you are chosen by spirit tonight, you need to be here. You need to be present. Don't walk off. Don't take off. I'm going to call your name once, and if you don't respond, I'll give you a few minutes because we're going to have a delayed reaction. Oops, I have to put my stuff on. Sorry, I have to put my focus on. Do not disturb. Please do not leave and walk off, because if you walk off, that's pretty much going to be your chance. All right. The other thing is, if you'd like to support me, I am using Throne, and I'll go ahead and put that up. If you would like to support the channel in any way, that would be awesome. You don't have to, but it would be cool. So there's my information right there at the bottom of the screen, and it will be scrolling. Also, I just want to show this that this again is for entertainment purposes only. And again, it expressly says no medical, legal questions. If you have a medical emergency, please seek proper care or call 911. And I have to give that disclaimer. Alrighty. So I think that we are ready to go. And I think I just have one more favor. If you wouldn't mind, I am really trying to get on live with Instagram and TikTok. I put all the links, I believe, in the description. If you, I think the invitation I sent you, if you wouldn't mind going and subscribing there for me. Now they have all these parameters you have to use, and so I don't have any of that. But if you could do that for me, that would be awesome. So let me just take a moment, say hello to everyone, and then we're going to get started. So, already, so welcome again, Serena. We have Vanessa, Samantha, Barb, Robert, Janetto, Mira, Brain, let's see, Samantha, okay, Serena, and Cindy, and Kelly. Welcome. Alrighty. So I am going to go ahead and I'm just going to go ahead and start warming up table. And I'm going to stop this for just a second. All right. Okay. So I'm just going to start by warming up the table. I'm just going to call spirit in, and let's just take a moment, everyone, to close your eyes and to set an intention for a really positive, show today. And I'm going to go into my StreamYard and YouTube and see if I can actually see what's going on there. So give me 1 second. Again, this is all new, so bear with me. Okay, so I don't know if this is going to help or hinder or what, but okay, does this make a difference with the sound? Is there some sort of echoing or any effect here? Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Pixelating. Yeah, might be. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to do the best that we can today. Also, when spirit is present, um, it probably will mess things up. I'll be very honest with you. When spirit's coming through here, it is really I'm going to actually take that off. So let's see if this is better. Okay. 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 All right. So let's just warm up the table, and I'm just going to ask spirit to come through. So everyone take a deep breath for me. I'm just going to ask spirit to come through the table. So if you're using the table, what you typically do is you put your fingertips just very, very lightly on the table. And what happens is you can actually see the table waking up. So I'm not moving it. I'm just trying to hang on to the table. Okay, so spirit is here. I'm just going to ask spirit guides to come through the table. Spirit guides, are you here? And now that's a yes. So when it really rocks like this, and can everyone see that? And I'm just going to hold it with one finger so you know I'm not rocking this table. Um, that's a yes. So what I want you to do, Spirit, is to show me no. So the table will totally stop. And if it is a no question, I persist on asking it, I cannot physically move the table. So I'm learning again, as anyone would, some new nuances with the table. But that's typically how the table will respond. So does everyone understand a yes? And does everyone understand a no? And I'm going to ask Spirit if they would show me actually what a maybe feels like. So a maybe is this. And I want to actually show you with just a pendulum. So here's a pendulum. So I'm going to hold my arm here just to hold it straight. I'm going to focus on my thumb. And with the pendulum, you actually need to be in a very neutral space. So pendulum, show me yes. Pendulum, show me no. And pendulum, show me maybe. All right. So that's pretty typically how the pendulum is. A pendulum you have to program. I've not programmed the table, so I kind of find that that's one of the things that's not similar is you don't really need to program the table. You can, but Spirit's going to show you the way that they need to communicate with you. Again, this table is good for yes and no questions. I do use lots of different tools. So I use tarot cards, I use the major tarot cards, I use the minor tarot cards. I typically don't use any tools, but I love using the table. Most of the time, I just will receive psychic information. I'm a clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient. I can go back in time and forward in time, so I can do predictive work. So sometimes I'll hear and actually see visions as to what spirit wants us to know. All right. I also will use sometimes a crystal ball. So this is a clear quartz crystal ball. It has a lot of inclusions in it, but it is a clear crystal quartz ball. And these are runes. So sometimes you'll see me use runes. I'm one of the people that likes to use lots of different things. So while these are pretty typical tools for readers, I like to read leaves. If you've been with me any sort of time, I read water. I work with mermaids. I can read leaves. I can pretty much read clouds. I can read it pretty much anything. When I come on, you'll see me using several different types of divination. I also read flame, wax and water, wax on paper, crumpled paper reading. So I do lots of different things. So I'm going to mix it up so it just doesn't get stale. But that's pretty much what you're going to see today. Now, I'm going to show you Robbie the Robbie the troll, and he's going to help me. So if you see a troll, let me know. Put a troll in the comments. Sometimes trolls jump on here, and if they are on here, I'm just going to block them. I don't even just waste time with them. All right. So I'm going to ask. Actually, have the table warm up. So Spirit, come through the table. I'm going to ask again if you are here. So Sylvia is one of my main guides on this table. I work with angels as well. Mavis is another spirit guide. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle actually comes to the table, and your spirit will come to the table. And oftentimes, what will happen is I'll see someone in spirit put their hands on each side. Obviously, I see it with my third eye, so they're not physically here. But if you are trying to contact somebody, oftentimes what they'll do is um, they'll come to the table and they'll put their hands on the table with sense that do. Maybe I glitched. Did I go away for a minute? I just noticed I went away for a minute. Can everyone see me now? Okay, perfect. Okay. So I'm going to ask Spirit to actually give you a hug. So I'm going to ask Spirit to welcome you. Okay. Yeah, it glitched for a minute. I'm going to ask Spirit to welcome you. And the way that it does it, if a Spirit can do this, and actually those in Spirit can do it, but it takes a lot of energy to do it. So I'm going to ask Spirit right now to give you a hug. And I'll show you what that looks like. So I want them to come on, Spirit. Can you give me a hug? And everyone just raise your vibration. Just think positive thoughts and say, thank you, Spirit, for being here. And they're going to give you it's going to give you a hug. And so that's what this is, Spirit does. It moves the table and it starts giving you a hug. And that's the way that they say thank you and welcome. All right. So if your spirit, if someone in spirit is coming into the table and they want to give you a hug, this is what they do. All right. So that's a welcome from Spirit. So thank you, Spirit. All right. So did everyone understand that? Okay. All right. So now we're going to get going with your questions. And what I would like you to do is, if you're interested in having a reading, what I want you to do is type your question in all caps for me, all caps. And then I'm going to scroll and I'm going to find someone who would like a reading. All right. Perfect. So I'm seeing a lot of thumbs up. Cool. So some of you are thinking of questions and the table's responding. Even I don't have to think, I don't have to say the question, it will just start responding. So that's why the table is moving like that. So are you guys all thinking of a question? Probably a lot of you are, because I just asked you to type and put it in. But I'll wait a few minutes and let's just see who puts a question in. Yes, Cindy, Spirit is definitely moving, that's for sure. Okay, so Jeanette, all right, I see your question. I'm going to wait for a few more questions. And if I see a question that I can't answer the way that it is written, I will reframe it, okay, for you. And then I see Serena. Okay, and I see Serena's question. And if you're asking a question about a person, I'll probably give you some feedback, okay? Yes, you can, Samantha. You can ask on specific spirits to come forth. Just ask for one spirit at a time, because it's going to get really muddled and all the messages will be mixed up and it will confuse me. So if you're asking for spirit to come forward, please do that. Vanessa, I see your question. All right. Any more questions? So I'm going to have spirit choose the first question in just a second. And sometimes when it's just waiting, it's going to tick-tock. So this is kind of tick-tocking back and forth. Kelly. I see Kelly's question. Okay. Anybody else? Just type in your last question so I can just see all the questions up, and then we'll go in order. We don't have a lot of people on tonight since this is the very beginning of the show. So I may be able to get to all of your questions. So, but please stay here. If I do call on you, don't go anywhere. All right. Cindy, I see you. Okay, so, and I see is it Maria? Okay. I see I think I'm saying that right. Maria, Robert, and I see Robert. Okay. All right. So I see everybody's question. Thank you all. And I think that's it, right? Is anyone else? So see, the table is ticking. It's just waiting. All right. So Kelly, we're going to go with you. And used to be able to put the comment up here. So let me just see if I can. Okay, show. There's a quick. Okay, there it is. I used to be able to do that. Again, I'm relearning this. I haven't done this in many years, you guys. So we have a question from Kelly. Should I begin a new journey to find a new career profession? So, and you know what? Before we start all the questions, I'm just going to pull one card for the theme for tonight. So everyone just take a deep breath. This is a general card for everybody. Just do a quick reading for everybody. Just let me know wherever it is. It's this card back here. All right. So judgment card comes up for you. Judgment card comes up for you, but it is reversed. So some of you are moving out of complacency and moving into power. And some of you are in the process of leaving behind jobs, relationships, things that aren't serving you. And guides are telling you that this is the time. It's a powerful time right now. The 10, the two tens is 20. So the 2 is pairing and 0 is the Ovid. In my opinion, in numerology, as I read Chaldean numerology as well as the typical numerology, 0 is the Ovid. That's the beginning. That's the egg. So some of you are also not fearing being judged anymore for getting yourself out there, putting yourself out there, doing something. I really feel like this is the year. So if you are in this business, or you are in some sort of career where you are, independent contractor, or you're self-supportive, or you want to go on by yourself and do something, this is the money year for you. This is the year for you to do that. And I feel like if you do that, your work is going to reach the four corners of the earth. This is divinely inspired. This is an angel here just waiting for you to show up. So this is the year to show up. I know it sounds like, this might not be the year to do that, but I'm telling you, there's lots of opportunities still in this year. If you are a light worker, the world needs you now. And so please, hey, Bree, that blissful empath is Brianna. So Brianna will be with me on Saturday, May the 5th. So that's Brianna. She's going to be tipping the tea with me here with the table. But some of you are really on a path, and I think it's just really wise to start. We all got to start somewhere. Look, I don't know what the hell I'm doing tonight, right? But I would say, like, I'm getting on here today, even though the technology and all that stuff is a little daunting for me. We just have to get going. All right. So let's start. First question. We're going to go to Kelly again. So Kelly was, should I begin a new journey to find a new career or profession? So I'm just going to tap in with your spirit guide. Kelly, so guides are saying that it's been time, and it's been time for a while. This has been a 2-year process for you, and if this has been something that you've been thinking about for at least a 2. So it could be 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years. I think it's 2 years. I think it's longer. I think there's something like you've got to get your nerve up, or you've got to decide. Spirit's on top of my head. Sorry, I feel them. I was like, what is that on my head? You've got to, Kelly, can I bring your mom is here. Can I bring her through for you? Would you mind if I do that? Because I just felt your mom's spirit on top of my head. Kelly, are you still here? Sorry, we're going to segue a little bit, but just want to make sure that Kelly is here. I'm going to give her a few minutes. And I will answer your question, but your mom is here at the table? Okay. So she wants to give you a hug. So let's just see if she can. Okay. There she goes. So your mom is saying hello? My girl, my girl, my girl. I miss my girl. My girl. She's talking about your sister. So she's actually responding to both of you. Hello, hello, hello. So she's here. She's telling me that don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to start something new. She said you're burning out on your job, and that's causing a lot of issues for you. It might be feeling like health issues or stress issues in your job. And she's saying that um, you need to do what's right for you and not what you think is right for everybody else. Hopefully, you understand what she's talking about. And I think that is actually pertain, and the spirit is the spirit saying yes. So this is when spirit says yes, and this table really moves. So I'm going to say that it's really a good time to really put your plan together and get the blocks out of the way for manifesting this new career. You're going to leave your job that you do entirely, though. If you do this, you're going to leave, and you're going to you're going to say it's take a sigh of relief, and you're not going to ever look back. And I think it's going to suit you really, really well. I think you have a really good stage presence, but you don't know it yet. And I think you just have to get yourself out there. So hopefully that makes sense to you. And we're going to tell your mom, thank you. She said that I really miss you. Do you understand the reference to peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? Hi, SAB, Sab. How are you? Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. Yes, please, SAB, type your message in all caps, and Spirit is choosing the messages tonight. So if you're chosen, we will definitely answer the question. Does that make sense to you? The peanut butter, I don't know, she's talking about peanut butter and jelly. She makes me feel like this is something that was connected. I don't know if you had that in your school lunch, but something about peanut butter and jelly. I don't know what this reference is, but that's what she's showing you. Let me just see. You know what? Actually, you know what it is? Okay, I thought it was a reference to lunch, but you know what the reference is? It's like a match. Peanut butter and jelly. Like whatever you want to do, it's like peanut butter and jelly. It's supposed to go together. Like you're supposed to go together with this thing that you're supposed to be doing, right? Whatever this thing is, it's actually made for you. Like it's just going to go together like peanut butter and jelly. That's the sense that she's making me feel. So sorry, it's not a lunch reference. It took me a moment to get that, but I feel like whatever you're going to be doing is going to be seamless. So you just really have to make a decision. All right. So hopefully that was helpful, and thank you for letting me read for you. All right. So let's go to the next question. Let me scroll back here. Oops. I think I have to. Okay, there we go. So it's thinking. It's TikToking, so it's thinking. I'm sorry, I'm not saying this right. Myrea, is that correct? Are you here? Oh, you got to go, Cindy? Oh, no. All right, we'll come back if you can join us if you want to, because if you're able to. All right, so let me just scroll and see. Does Alex want to go on a date with me? So let me know. Okay, perfect. Okay. Alex, so let's take a look at Alex. Is Alex have dark hair? I'm going to read anybody that's in your energy. So I'm seeing in my mind's eye a dark-haired gentleman that's thin in energy. He's thin, a thinner person. Does this make sense to you? Do I have the right person? This person's an intellect. Okay, so that's the person. That's the right person. Okay, so Alex, you know what? I think he's wanted to. You do this flirty kind of thing, but I think both of you are afraid to take. I think he's kind of shy, so I think he's tried to ask you a couple times, and either you don't understand what he's trying to do, or he just doesn't get it out. So, hi, Amy. So, I think that he would like to go out with you. Do you want to go out with him? Hopefully it's not something that you want to, are you blocking him from asking you out? He's a kind person. That's just the sense that I get. He's an intellect and he's a kind person. So, oh, he just came back. All my exes came back from Texans, right? Okay. Okay. Um, you know what? This is what I always tell my dating clients. When they come back, just be discerning. You are all empaths that are here, and empaths fall in love very quickly, and we throw out all the red flags. So before we go and do any of that, just make sure that you um, are discerning, that you ask lots of questions, and you get to know the person, truly know the person for the least 3 months. And, when you feel compelled to meet them, I always suggest meet them in a safe place, meet them for coffee or something casual. Don't do dinner or anything like that. Oh, you ghosted them. Oh, you did. Did you get scared? Don't get scared. I know when they come back, it's kind of like, why are they back? Right. Um, so then it's really up to you. If you, I kind of feel like you left on good terms. So that just might be fear of getting hurt. Oh, you ghosted him once and now he's back. Okay. All right. Well, all I can say is let's ask spirit. Should is it Maria give Alec a second chance? Yes. Okay, so this is emphatic. Yes. So I can't live your life for you, but spirit is saying it's a good possibility to do that. Okay. All right. All right. Let me just see if I can pull one card. And let's see what that card is going to be today for you. It's this card here. What's the card? All right. So this is the Six of Pentacles. All right. And it is giving someone actually alms. It's like giving someone a chance. And the Six of Pentacles is about nurturing, for one thing. But I also think it's like, what's interesting? I'm drawn to the scales. It's almost like balancing the scales. So you ghosted him. And I'm not saying it's time to get even, but I am saying that, maybe it's time to balance the scales and just see what he's like again. People change, so again, don't fall in love with him. Just see how he is. And I bet you he would probably like to ask you out. All right. Hopefully that helped. Okay. Now, most of the time you guys ghost people because you get frightened to get hurt. So, there's always ways to do this. Okay. If you have a question, type it in all caps. And that way I can see the questions because I'm scrolling through, and then I'm going to let spirit choose where I need to go. All right. So we're going to go to Janetto. All right. So I'm going to have to reframe your question. The question is my house ready to sell now for the best price? So I'm just going to answer if the house is ready to sell now. I feel like there's been some challenges. It feels like to me there's been some red tape or now see. Okay, so let me just see what this is about. Now this is a maybe. So it feels like there's been some entanglement or some process that's been really delayed. Okay, so that's a yes. On moving forward with getting this house sold. Okay. Hi. Does that make sense to you, Janetto? There's some kind of something that was a block. So either I have a feeling it was having to do with paperwork or getting something together. And I don't know if it had to do with title or something. Okay. So lots of resistance. Okay. Are you married? Because I kind of feel there's another person that's helping you make this decision. Oh, repairs. Okay. Is there also another person that's helping you make this decision? I kind of feel someone around you that either you've been getting counseling from or, talking to or consultation from. But I kind of feel like there's someone that you've been talking to. Could even be an agent. But a cousin doesn't feel like an agent. It feels like more of a relationship. Someone who's in a relationship with you or close to you, if that makes sense to you. Guides are telling me that you told your friends. Okay. Guides are telling me that you're mentally in a better space than you were last year. I almost kind of feel like this has been a process for maybe the last 2 or 1.5. There's 2 and 1.5, so it could be 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, or years. It kind of feels like a longer process than that. So it feels like it's been in the works for a while. I don't know if you ran out of energy to get this done. I also feel like you're low on energy, but it feels like um, things came through and you were able to either also funds. So something came through for you that you're able actually to do it. I kind of feel relieved in the thought that if I'm going to do this, this is probably the time to do that. So does that, hopefully that makes sense to you. Are you selling? It says my house ready to sell. So that's what it is. It's ready. You're ready mentally and emotionally to sell. Yeah, probably. That's what I felt like. It was a long time to get it ready. Yeah. So I kind of feel like you're there. You're there, you're very, very close. So take a breath and don't make an emotional decision. If you have, hopefully you have some guidance with someone, a realtor or someone who's going to be walking you through this. And, and that will really help you. All right. So fantastic. Thank you. I had it on the market last year and took it off. Okay. Yeah. So, I feel like again, you're mentally ready for this time around. All right. Okay. Thank you. Just go to another question. If you have a question, type it in all caps. That way I can see it. So Barb, are you still here? She doesn't have a question, but I'm open to anything Spirit might have to say. Okay. Barb is still here. Okay, cool. All right. So we're just going to give you a message from Spirit. Okay. Barb, do you have an ant in spirit? Or someone that was like an ant-like figure to you in spirit? So I have one here at the table. Okay, because the table said yes. You see the table moved before you did. Okay. All right. She told me that she's watching over you a lot and that she's really trying to support your work from the other side. She's telling you that not to be afraid of putting yourself more out there and not to listen to people that are negatively influencing you or kind of taking up rent in your head about your processes and what you're supposed to do. I really feel like this could be the year that you turn things around. And I definitely feel like next year is going to be a money year for you, but you just have to make a decision to go for it. And I mean, you're just going to have to go balls to the walls and just do whatever you can to make your business work. I feel like you need more exposure for what you do. And if you do, Spirit saying yes. So if you do, I think it's going to come full circle for you. I think part of the pressure will be off when your son works with you. I think it will be a really fun thing for him because not only will it free his spirit, but it will also help him see that by example that this is really highly possible. Your aunt has an uncle with him. Is your uncle with him? I'm not sure if they're connected. No. Okay. You have an uncle on the other side. They're not connected. Spirit is saying they're not connected. So does that make sense to you? And the table's just ticking, waiting for your answer. Did you just answer yes? Okay. Because the table answered before you did. They are together. Are they connected? They make me feel like they're not connected. Were they divorced or were they did not have a close relationship? I get a feeling like I don't know how connected they were. They were married. Okay. There's some kind of distance with them, mm, if that makes sense to you. Okay, so the table's answering. I don't know what your answer is, but they're answering too. So whatever. I don't know what your question is or your answer. So I'm curious to see why they're answering that way. And you're probably typing something. So Robert, stay close because you're next. If you're still here, let me know, Robert. They had a hard time. Okay, that's why I'm like they're not connected. I don't know. It's kind of a. I felt like a not energetically connected. So that makes sense to you. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully that helped you and just go for it. That's what Spirit's saying. Okay. All right. Where's Robert's question? And hopefully Robert's still here. Hopefully it's not past anyone's bedtime. I don't know where all you are, but in time, but in the time frame we have, but right now it's about 7:49, so it might be kind of late back east. But thanks again for everyone for being here. Again, I'm just going to put a scroll and you can also find me on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. You can also find me as Mary, the table tipping medium. So if you wouldn't mind, please subscribe to those channels so I can go live on some of them. Some of them have some really steep requirements, which I'm not there yet since today is the first day. But if you would do that, that would be really awesome. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to stop that. I'm going to stop that. Let's see if Robert is here. He may have gone. So let me just wait just a second to see if he comes back. If not, we're going to move to the next one. Serena, if Robert doesn't show up, then you're next. Serena, are you here? My computer up just okay, great. Okay, Serena. So I think Robert might have left. So let me just go to Serena. Serena, let me find your question, okay? Hang on for me. Oh gosh, I gotta find you. Hang on just a second. Table's already answering it. So let me look. Okay, so here's the question. I'm going to hide that though. So let me just. I don't want his last name out there. Um, so you're asking about this person. Will they leave? And if you're asking about a person, just put their first name. It's okay if I don't have the full name. All right. So let's see. Spirit already answered that. Let me just take a look at this person. Is this person a little bit overweight? Because I just feel like this person has a gut. I'm trying to describe him for you so I have the right person. Does that make sense to you? Is your answer yes? Because the table's answering already. Oh, no, he doesn't have a gut. Okay. So is someone around you, because I'm reading everyone in your energy, does anyone around you, like a figure, like a boss or something that is him, close to him, have a gut? I don't know who this person is, but they have a tummy. And I don't know who this is if it's not that person. Let me just take a look. Okay. So is this your immediate boss? Like he's over everybody? Like a director? Is that the person in question? I'm trying to get a beat on this person. Yes. Okay, I got him. Does I don't know, I see him in business attire. So kind of a collared shirt. Oh, okay, kind of a collared shirt. I don't know if he has. I'm seeing someone kind of with darker hair. actually is, and then I have another person stepping in. He's a little bit older. Let me see. Light hair. Okay. All right. Let me just see if he's going to be the question. Was he leaving? I think it was the question. Was he leaving? Let me go back to the question since I couldn't put it up. Hang on just a second. Sorry, Serena, I've got to scroll back now. I got to try to find your question. Hang on just a second. So I'm going to stop the table real quick so I can find the question. Okay, let me see if I can scroll and find it. I think you said something about will he be leaving? Is that correct? For some reason I can't find your question now. Does that sound like it's the right question? You want to know if he's going to be leaving? Because I can't find your question. Not right away, but he will. Something in June is going to happen around this situation. I think the feeling that I got was that people are really unhappy with him, especially his higher ups or the directors or someone. They're kind of coming down on him. I don't think he's doing a very good job. He skirts the issue. He doesn't really like people. Good thing he's your CEO, right? I don't think he likes people, and I don't think he likes. To be very honest with you, I think you should be the CEO, and he should not be there. You know more than he does. You know more than a lot of people in that company, and I kind of feel in some ways he feels a little bit. What's the proper word? He doesn't like to take direction, and he also doesn't. I think he doesn't want to be found out. That's part of the problem. I think he knows he's over his head, and there's something. My feeling is something definitely in June is going to come up around this situation. He may take a leave of absence and not come back. That's just the sense that I'm getting. I get a feeling he's just going to kind of quietly go, and they may just do it that way just to save face. You've got a lot of people at the top leaving, or you've had a lot of people moving at the top. There's like 3 top positions that are moving in that company, one of which is yours, I think. Oh, girl, it's a celebration card. So I think you might be getting your wish. I shouldn't say wish. Should I use it a wish? I don't know if it's a wish. Okay, but anyway, and you know what? Honestly, it's better for your company because I think they need a stronger foundation. This guy, I think he's all like smoke and mirrors. Like, he relies heavily on people, but yet he doesn't like people. It's kind of a weird energy there. But anyway, yeah, kind of feel like he's going out the door. So hopefully that helps. All right. All right, everyone take a deep breath, and we're going to be going to the next person. All right. So let's go to the next question. Cindy's gone. Robert's gone. Okay, so I'm going to find another question. Hang on just a second. Is Samantha DIEP here? Samantha DIEP here. So Samantha's here. Samantha's here. Let me know. And we'll go to you next. And if not, we'll go to another question. Oh, you're here. Perfect. Okay. All right. So let's get ready. Okay. So in the next months, can I manifest the ability to clearly communicate to the spirits that visit me? All right, let's take a look. Are you frightened? Because the first thing I got was so that's a maybe. Are you frightened to see them or frightened to have communication with them? Did something happen when you were a child and you saw them physically, like you saw them objectively? So subjectively is when we see spirit when our third eye, and objectively is when they manifest like an object. They don't really, they look like a person, but they're kind of grainy, if that makes any sense to you. So there's some kind of block there about actually wanting to clearly communicate with them. Does that make sense to you? Spirit's answering your question right now, so it's saying yes. There's some sort of a block. Is there some sort of religious block around seeing spirit? You have the ability to do it. And I kind of see that you're practicing, but I think you really need to like practice. Okay, there's some sort of a block of them coming forward. Maybe it's just the ability, I think, to understand how they're communicating with you. On this channel, I'm going to actually be teaching people how to actually communicate with spirit. And if you also find my Facebook group, you can come in there. I'll be doing some more work inside my Facebook group. It's a private group, but I kind of feel like you need to have a system of understanding how spirit communicates. Do you have a system in place? So the question right here is, what should I do to clear the block? You're going to hear me, you're going to hear this, and everyone on this channel who's here right now has heard me say this. You need to clean your energy. If you are not cleaning your energy, if you're not a clear vessel for spirit to come through, it's going to be really hard for you to understand how they're communicating and what they're saying, because it's like a clogged pipe, right? So if we're the vessel for spirit to come through, our vessel has to be really clear. So you need to clear your energy, you need to ground your energy, you need to do this as much as possible. So you really need to focus on cleaning your energy first. That's the very first thing. If you ask anybody in here that knows me, I talk about this all the time, because honestly, empaths are very quick manifestors. They're very good at divination, but a lot of the problem comes from not cleaning your energy. So you have to clean your energy, and once you do, you will absolutely feel better. You'll have absolute clarity with your intuition and communicating with spirit. So Samantha, you need to practice. So yes or no questions are great, but you really need to sit and practice, and you need patience at all. Thanks, Serena. I appreciate that. So you need to do some meditation. You need to sit with spirit every day, and you need to raise your vibration. So, and clean your energy. That's like going to be like the most important thing to do that. And I think it's just the practicing part for you and just letting go. The hardest part of all of this, and anyone that's ever been in class with me understands and knows, the trust is the hardest part. And that is done over time. So if you are a student and you've worked with me before, let her know in the comments that it is the trust part that's the hardest part, right? You're going to get answers, but to trust what's coming through, that just comes over time, and that comes from working with spirit, right? So I would definitely say, if you put your time in and the energy in to practice and to sit with spirit on a daily basis and clean your energy, you will have no problem, because you're already doing it. You need to have a process actually of doing that as well. Okay, so hopefully that answered your question. All right. So now we're going to go move on to the next question. Let's see if there are any next questions up here. So SAB, are you here? SAB, are you here? And Brianna, you're up next after this one. And this is a little delayed, so I'll see your thank you. Lots of meditation. Yes. I hated meditation when I first started, I'll be honest with you. I didn't know what the problem. I didn't know why we were supposed to meditate. You're welcome. I didn't know why we were supposed to meditate, but very honestly, the reason why we meditate is because what? We have to be still in order to hear from spirit. And so the stiller you are and the more that you quiet your mind, right? You are going to feel a lot better and you're going to be able to hear what's happening. And I'm going to actually put my link in the description box for you. And anyone can join this. This is a free Facebook group, but I'll be going in there and helping you guys get your studies and getting your stuff together. So I want you guys to be successful. All right. So let's see if SAB is here. They may have left. If they've left, Brianna, you're up next. Let me just give her a moment and let's see. So if I call your name, please stay by. Or if you're here, please stay by because I'm just going to randomly, Spirit's going to randomly pick you out. Okay, I don't see her, so we're going to move on. And Brianna, I know you have a question in here somewhere. And again, okay, here we go. Oh, you're here. Okay, sorry, Brianna. Hang on just a second. Let me go back. You'll be up next, though. Okay, so let me find her question. Hopefully I can find. Oh, okay. Future husband reading. Okay, so what do you want to know about a future husband? Are you going to get one? Are they here? What's going on? Please tell me your question. So ask a question. Don't just put a general question. Ask a question. A very succinct question. I'm going to actually grab some water, so I'm going to be right back. So while you're typing your question in, okay, so we just need a question from her. So we're doing one question per person tonight. Okay, here we go. Okay, sure. Let's try to do that for you then. Okay, thank you for your question. The more succinct the question, the better it is, so Spirit can answer, okay? I'm going to put this up here so I don't ruin anything. Okay. So the question is, can I please know about his qualities and physical appearance? Here's what I do know. You're never going to choose the person that you think you're going to choose. I will tell you that much. Everyone has an ideal of what they think their mate's going to look like, and typically never looks like what you think it is going to be. All right. All right. So the person that I see that's coming into my mind is Caucasian. Will probably be in a. So they're kind of showing me. Okay, I'm just going to say this is just what I see. A white collar shirt, kind of like a nerdy kind of person, not too nerdo, but um, a little bit nerdy. That's what they're like an intellectual. I kind of feel like this person works in IT or has something to do with IT. Um, this is person is very direct, and they're not to be mean, but they're very direct in their answers, but they're very nurturing. I feel like this is can be a really if this person had children would be a very and I don't know if you want children would be a very good father. He's a lot of nurturing qualities, but also he has very good boundaries. So that's the type of person that I see. I almost kind of feel is this your type or is this a totally different type than what you usually choose? There are some similar qualities to him. So, how was your relationship with your dad? Was it pretty good? Because I get some similarities to your father. Did you know your dad? There's okay, so the table's answering. You must have known your dad because the table's answering yes. You don't have a specific type. Okay. Um, yeah, so that's what I'm getting. I get a two around it. So it might be 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, or 2 years. I kind of feel like you have some more inner work to do, inner child work to do in order to call this forward. Part of me feels like I want this, and then part of me feels like I want to run away. So I would definitely say that if this is something that you're really interested in, do some more inner work, healing work, do some journaling, really work on removing any blocks to having this. Typically, what I see around relationship stuff, um, typically what I see around relationship stuff is relationships are the easiest thing to call forward, but there's a lot of blocks with people because they're afraid to get hurt, especially around empaths. So clear those blocks. And I think that you will be able to manifest this person. If everything is energy, who you are calling into your energy is exactly where you are. So if you don't like that, shift your energy. The spirit is agreeing. Okay. All right. So I'm just saying that some of your dad's energy is similar to this person. Not everything, but some of it is very similar to your father. Do you have two fathers? Like, do you have a stepfather as well? So no. So it's not moving. So the table will not move. So I'm saying no, you don't. I already answered it before you did. So no, the only one. I don't know why I just kind of felt this father, another father energy around you. So, but spirit said no. When I cannot move the table, this is a definitive no. So okay, all right. So now, all right, spirit, you're there. Okay, they wanted you to know it was a definitive no. All right. So hopefully that helped. Thank you for your question. All right. All right, so now we're going to go to Brianna. Amy, I do see you, so hang on just a second. Brianna. All right, are you here, Bri? You're welcome. Hopefully that helped. That's so interesting. I think it really is true, though, because I've done this so long that we always think we're going to marry this certain type, and we have this idea in our head of who that's going to be. And honestly, I think maybe those ideas are formulated when we're younger and we're just not mature enough to understand relationships really deeply. So I always find that we don't always marry who we think we are going to. So okay. So all right. So here's your answers to what does spirit have a message? Does spirit have a message for me today? Ooh, there, yes, they do. Okay, let's see. If they're going to give you a hug today, your mom's here, Brianna. I don't know if she wants to give you a hug. Let's see if the spirit will move. I don't know. So If you are here, you got to give Brianna, and you want to give Brianna a hug. I can't do it for you. You have to move the table. So you know what to do, right? You have to move the table and you have to move it around like a big circle, like you're driving a car. I can't do that for you. Oh, here it goes. Oh God. Okay, Brianna, look. Your mom, your mom is moving the table. She got the 411. She got the message. Okay. All right, that's fun. I was like, oh my God, there it goes. Okay. All right. Um, what does Spirit want you to know today? You're on the right track. First thing that came to me was you're on the right track. Don't give up. Um, I don't know why I get a feeling of moving around you. Are you moving? It could be jobs or it could be physically moving. I get a sense of moving around you. I don't feel like it's happening right now, but I get a sense of moving around you. It almost feels like moving house. Um, but the very first thing I heard was you were on track. You just need to make a decision that this is what you're going to do, and it's a reference to money, and that you're just going to do it no matter what. You can't be frightened um, about going for it this year. And I feel like if you do, first off, they're telling me you're going to have a lot of fun, and secondly, I think you'll I think you'll be able to move away from a job completely. Not completely. Wait a minute. So not 100%. Like you'll be on your way to doing that. Okay. All right. So you were saying you don't know if you're going to move. I just a sense that I get around you. So, you know, we'll see what happens there. All right. So hopefully that made sense to you. And we're going to thank your mom for coming through on the table. As always, she's such a good communicator. There she is, right? And she's moving the table. You're ready. We're all ready. Everyone be ready this year. Be ready to do something different this year. All right. Let me scroll. I think it is Natalie. Are you still here too? Because I didn't get to Natalie, but I'm going to get to you after I get to Amy. Amy, are you here? No, I saw your. So the table's ticking. So hang on, it's just waiting for me. Okay, I lost everybody. Okay, so let me just. So if Amy is here, no, the table's not moving. So I don't know if Amy left. You're welcome. Yeah, thank you, Mom. Yes, absolutely. So Amy is here? No. Okay, so wait a minute. Let's just give her a second before I move on. I think I've almost answered everyone's questions, right? Have I answered almost everyone's question or everyone's question? I think Natalie's the last one, maybe. And let's see if Amy is here. I'll give her one more minute if she's not, because there's a delay. Oh, Vanessa. Okay, Vanessa's here too. Cool. Okay. So if I haven't answered your question, you only get one question per night. Type it in caps so I can see it. Okay, you're here. Okay, perfect. Okay. All right, Amy, let's just go answer your question. Can my ex and I make it work in the future? When you say make it work, like get back together, be back into a relationship? Okay. I think that's so the table's answering yes. It's answering for you. Okay, so let's see. Spirit, is it possible for Amy and her ex to get back into a relationship in the future? No. I can't move the table, so it's no. Do you want to know why though? I think it would be helpful to know why. If you'd like to know that, let me know. I don't just want to just answer, I don't want to just say it's ticking. So it's waiting. Okay. So I don't just want to say no without some sort of guidance from the guides. First off, they're telling me that you're two different extremes right now, and the energy of the relationship as it is not working. There's too many battles. There's too much water under the bridge. Too many emotions right now for this thing to work. I get a lot of anger around you. Um, Not so much that person, but you, some anger and disappointment. The other person's more of a free bird and they're not ready to be tied down now. Um, so I would definitely say that I think give this relationship some space and again work on your own inner I'm going to say inner joy. Go back to you, go back to finding out who you are and what will bring you joy. And I just think the relationship needs some space, like a lot of space. And honestly, I probably would just not have any conversations with this person. That's just the sense. That's just the sense. So I just answered why, but that's why. All right. Okay. Thank you for your question, and hopefully that helped. All right, Vanessa, are you here? Okay, Vanessa, thank you. Did I also say somebody? Oh, Natalie. Sorry, Vanessa. Before you go, Natalie, I've got to answer Natalie's question. I told her a long time ago, and then I will get to you. Sorry about that, but thank you. Okay. Uh, Vanessa, I think you asked if you. Let me find your question. I think it was something about asking if your soulmate, if you've already met your soul. Okay, here it is, right here. Okay, and then Natalie, stand by because I will go to you. Okay, these are just short readings. So if you would like an in-depth reading, please visit me on my website, and the website is my name. Let me just put it here. You can reach me there and book a session with me. All right. Okay. Vanessa, if you're here, let me know and we're going to answer your question. So, Vanessa, I kind of feel like someone's around you. I'm not sure if this is the person, though, that you are currently dating, or if you are dating someone. Let me ask the table if you're dating anyone. Okay. Let's warm the table up. So, is Vanessa dating? Dating is subjective. Is Vanessa dating anyone seriously now? No. Okay. All right. Has Vanessa already met her soulmate? No. Let's find out why, though. Okay. Does this make sense to you? That you haven't met your soulmate? I keep feeling like if you're around somebody, you keep giving them chances and to see if they can prove themselves. Does that kind of make sense to you? Spirit saying yes. Okay. Well, sorry, it answered before you did. This table is kind of funny because it does read your thoughts a little bit before it can answer before you do. Like I said, it's kind of interesting, like a pendulum. So this is why you've got to be kind of in a neutral space to really use the table, because if not, it's going to be reading your mind to answer the table, and that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to let spirit come through the table. Just so if you're interested in using table tipping, that's pretty much how it works. The table tipper does not feed answers to the table. Spirit will do that. Okay. So, all right. So let's ask spirit. But I was scared. I already had. Okay. Well, here's the dealio. When you guys are scared, it's just going to shut everything off, right? I would definitely, if you thought that this person was your soulmate, I would definitely check in to see and get rid of the block of why you're scared, because that's just going to be repellent. Everything is energy. So if you're frightened, they're going to pick up on that. So if you're frightened to get in a relationship, use discernment, use your intuition, check to see, does this person's, what they say match what they do? Because if not, they then the relationship's not compatible. We're looking for compatibility out of everything. We are looking for compatibility. And if you don't find a compatible partner, I always call it a Thousand Island dressing relationship or an Italian dressing. With Thousand Island, all you do is pour it out of the bottle on your salad and you eat it. With an Italian dressing, what do you have to do? You have to shake it up, and it's always chaos. So make sure that you don't have a Italian dressing relationship. Make sure that you are really clear about what your relationship, what you want to have in your life, so that you can draw that. And if you get frightened of relationships, you're just going to block it. So you need to get rid of the block and figure out why you're blocked. Once you figure out the block and honestly, you just get rid of it, you're going to be able to manifest the relationship that you want. That's how I manifested my husband. I got really clear about what I wanted in a relationship, and I stopped dating all the, I don't say the L word, but it's true. And I just got really serious, and that's how I met him. I made a list. I followed the list, and I didn't date anyone that wasn't on that checklist. And honestly, in a year, I was married and I was able to have a child. I didn't think I was going to be a mom. I gave up on that. But and so, I when I met my husband, I I was felt really grateful. All right. So hopefully that answered your question and gave you some more input. Nah, you know what? So she's saying, I was worried I had already experienced the only love I would have in life. You know what? We have more than one love. We have more than one loves, right? So if anyone who's ever been in love, please share in the comments if you've ever been in love more than once, because you know, it's not only one, right? It's not only one person. Our spirit, if our soul is open to loving more than one person, and sometimes, our soul contracts are not death to us part. That's a Christian value. That's a religion value. That's not a soul experience, not a soul value. The soul doesn't understand that. When relationships and the contracts are over with the soul, the relationships end, you know? All right. Okay, so thank you. I hope that helped. Rain. So I'm going to put Rain up here. She would like to have a hug and Betty talks. I see you. Hi. Okay, we may need to have a one-on-one meeting for this. You certainly can. All right, you're very welcome. All right, I kind of do like to use the table for yes and no questions, but also, in my experience, I think people need more information than yes and no. I think that helps you. I do a lot of coaching. I always do coaching with my readings. And I think that helps you see options and solutions you may or may not have thought about. And it's just not a blunt yes or no. I think yes and no can be good sometimes, but I think we also need information, how to course correct, what to do, why we're blocked, right? And when we have that, then we are able to move into situations and have all that we desire, in life, right? All right. So let's go to Rain. She wanted a spirit hug. All right. So are you here, Rain? So thanks for that confirmation. Yes, we can love again and again and again. It's just a choice from us, right? Everything's a choice. So if you decide that you're only going to find one love in this life, then that's pretty much probably what you're going to do. If you decide that you're going to be fully expressive and you'll find the love that needs to find you or that you need to have, then so be it. You will. You'll draw whatever that you need. Oh, thanks, Betty. I appreciate that. All right. So Rain, are you here? So Rain wants a hug. So if Rain is here, come back because it's going to give you, I think it will give you a hug. So let's see if it will. Okay, here we go. So Spirit, Rain is, do you have a mother in spirit or someone that is close to you that has a mom in spirit? So I get a mother-like figure that's close to you or someone that you know or love that's in spirit. Does that make sense to you? The table's answering yes already. Is this your husband's mom? Or is this your mom? Is this your mom? No. Okay. It said no. Is your husband's mom in spirit? Your husband's mom is in spirit? I'm sorry, there's two answers that came, one after another. So if it's your husband's mom, just say yes or no. the spirit is kind of shorter in stature. Your dad's mom. Okay. Is she short in stature? Like she's not a very tall woman? I would say she's probably about, I want to say 5'5" to 5'7". Your grandma? Is she shorter in stature? Was she a little overweight? She wasn't short in stature? Okay, I don't know who this is standing next to you. This is a dark-haired woman, short in stature. Could also be someone that's related to you. I kind of feel like it's related to your husband. Okay, so Spirit's saying yes. So whoever this is related to your husband. So the Spirit is really like, okay, it's really saying yes. Okay. I think that they probably want to give you a message, if that's all right with you. Can we bring a message forward from them? And how would they be related to your husband? Is this I want to say aunt, but is this an aunt or grandmother? An aunt. Grandmother. Okay, grandmother. She's talking about a child, about a birth in the family. How do you connect with that? She's referencing a birth in the family. Okay, you understand? Okay. So she's just recognizing that there's a child that was born. She also is recognizing that there is someone that might be carrying her name. So I don't know if someone has her middle name or there's some reference to her name. She's making a reference to her name. Do you understand that? So someone might have used her name as a middle name because it's a very unusual name, or some variation of her name. So the table's saying yes, there's something about her name. Oh, cousin's wife had a baby. Yeah. So she's recognizing that someone just had a baby and she's so pleased. Okay. So I think I'm going to ask her if whoever this is, I think it might be Grandma Elita. If this is you, she's right here on the table, by the way. Her hands are right here. Okay. I recognize you. Thank you. All right. So I can't move the table for you. So it's going to take some strength. So if you can move it around in a big circle and give Rain a hug, we would appreciate that. So you have to move it around like you're driving a car. Hopefully you know how to drive. Okay. But like a steering wheel. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So you have to move the table around like a steering wheel. Okay, I think she's trying, Rain. I don't know. Let's see. You got to push it really hard. I can't do it for you. So you've got to move the table. Okay, I can't move the table for you. I know she's trying. Okay, it's okay. We don't know exactly who it is. This person is short in stature and dark hair. This is what I'm just getting. Okay. Okay. All right. Rain, she did it. Sorry, she moved it over here. She did the best she could. Okay. You want to try one more time? Okay. It's kind of hard for them to do it. So when they move the table, that is actually a really cool phenomenon. It's not easy on the other side to do this. So, and I cannot move the table for them. No. Okay. So I think she did it. This is as good as it was going to get. Okay. So she did give you a hug. So thank you. Thanks for letting me read for you. Okay. And I think, Vanessa, I already talked to Vanessa. Did I miss anybody? When everyone gets one question, I think I was waiting on, I'm going to go to that right now. I'm going to find her. Natalie, are you still here? Sorry that it was so long for you waiting. Thank you for being patient if you're here. Yay. Thank you, Ray. So, Natalie, if you're here, I'm going to give myself just a rest and take some water. You're welcome. That was fun. She did the best she could. It got cooked up on my foot, unfortunately, but she did move it, so that was good. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. So again, if you really enjoyed this, please do me a favor and like and subscribe. That helps me get more messages and more education and more help out to those that really need it. If you are an empath and you are considering going into becoming a reader or a healer or anything within the metaphysical realm, please know that I'm here to help you. Please join my free Facebook group. I'm going to be posting more things there. And if you are interested in learning how to create products for metaphysical for sale, I will also help you do that. So there's a lot of stuff that I'm able to help you with. And if you are interested in booking a private reading with me, please visit my website. It's Mary, MERRY .street at Mary.street.com, marystreet.com. Sorry, I'm giving you my Gmail address, marystreet.com. Okay, Natalie, let's see. So, all right, so you're here. And I'll just put yeah, this is a cute table. I got this at I think either someone gave this to me, or I think I got it at a like a secondhand store. But yeah, I was using a totally different table when I was table tipping with my students in my meetup group. It was a very lightweight table. This one is really it's a lot heavier. And yeah, so this is the table, and as you can see, there's no strings or anything like that attached to it. It's just a little table. All right. So Natalie, let's answer your question. Would moving to Arizona be a good fit for my husband and I? So I'm going to be in a very neutral space. I'm going to ask Spirit to come through the table. Spirit, would moving, okay, so I think it's answering your question. Would moving to Arizona be a good fit for my husband and I, for Natalie and her husband? So it's saying yes. Do you want to know maybe why? Can I give you a little bit more information on that? Guides are saying you're ready to move, by the way. You're ready to move. You were ready to move last year, except something didn't come through for you, so you weren't able to move. I think it had to do with something with family. So there was some kind of family situation happening where you weren't able to move, but I kind of feel like the road is open and clear for you to move now. I feel like you've gone there a couple of times now to go and look at property, or going to look at a place, or you have people looking for a place for you. Do you connect with that? So it's answering your question right now. So Natalie, hopefully Natalie, and this is a little bit of a delay on the StreamYard side. So, and now the table's just ticking. It's waiting. It's TikTok, and that's what it does when it's just waiting for you to show up. So you must be answering yes, because the table just answered for you. When it starts going like that, it already knows what your answer is. Okay, so yes. So let's take a look at why this is probably a good move for you. I feel like it's this year is a high probability for you to do that. If not, it will be around the beginning, the first quarter of next year. There's also something about schools there. Do you connect with that? There's something about schools or schooling. I don't know if you have children and this is some sort of school issue, or looking at schools. So oh, you're going next week. Okay. Knight of Cups reverses on this. to me, this, since it is a male, there might have been something to. Oh, you'll be going next week to look at places. Great. Okay. Um, I don't know. Are you in Craigslist looking for a place? I don't know. I just saw Craigslist in front of me, so I don't know if that's where you're looking also as well. Knight of Cups, to me, that might have been maybe, since this is a male energy, maybe your husband, there was something going on with work, or he just wasn't ready to fully invest in the move yet, or wasn't there was some unsurety around that. Um, but if that makes sense to you, because it is a Knight of Cups reverse, or he wasn't fully on board with the idea. So cups are about love. It's about emotion. So maybe he just wasn't ready to move. Does your husband drive a truck, or a big truck, or who around you drives a truck? Like it would be like, like a big moving, not a moving truck, but you know what I'm talking about, like going across. What is that called? What are those big trucks? 18 wheelers, something like that. Who around you drives a big truck? Or is a big truck in reference to like a moving van or something? Because I'm seeing a big truck around you. So hopefully you understand the reference between your husband and something going on there, and just not being maybe ready to do that or commit to that. My feeling is, or I'm hearing the guide say, we almost don't have a choice. I feel like this is, no, not Craigslist. Okay, I don't know why I saw Craigslist. So maybe I'll look on Craigslist. I don't know. I saw Craigslist. What was I going to say? I stopped my train of thought. Oh, about having a choice. Guys are saying it's almost like you almost don't have a choice anymore, if that makes any sense to you. It's almost like you're going to go, like you're going to make this work. No? Okay, so it just totally stopped. So what's going on? Okay, so so someone's out, either you're answering, his job doesn't pay that well at Arizona. He buys a big truck. Okay, cool. I was like, okay. So he does, okay, because whatever the question you asked in your mind, it totally stopped. Like it will not move. So his job doesn't pay that well out of Arizona. Yes, he drives a big truck. Okay. But I do get that for whatever reason, I almost feel like it's out of your hands. Does that kind of make sense to you? I don't know why I keep hearing that message for you. It's almost like you're gonna make this work. I kind of think you're gonna come back though. I don't think you're gonna be there for, like, I don't think that's the place where you're gonna end up being. I feel like you're gonna come back, and it's gonna come back full circle. Do you also have a brother? I don't know how he's involved in this, or maybe something's going on with him, but guys just told me about your brother. And I don't know why, I almost broke the camera. Is the truck that he drives red? I'm seeing red on the truck. And just so everyone knows, StreamYard has a delay on it, so that's why I can't see your comments up here right away. You must be answering a question because the table is now giving you a yes, some sort of a yes answer to something you're answering. Okay. You're probably typing something. Well, it's really giving you a yes. So let's see. Should Natalie look for a place on Craigslist? Should Natalie, when she moves to Arizona, should she be looking for a rental on Craigslist? So that's a yes right there. The reason you haven't done it yet is because my husband's job. Oh, you're being kicked out of paradise. Oh, yes, you have a brother. Okay. All right. Well, again, I kind of feel like it's not the end of, that's not where you're going to end up, but I do feel like it might be coming for you. So thank you for letting me read for you. And he drives a right truck. Is there red on the truck somehow, like a red words on the truck? I don't know why they showed me red on the truck, if that makes any sense to you. It's like red. Maybe it's red writing. writing on the truck or some words on the truck? Now, whatever you're answering, it's saying yes. So now it's TikToking. I think it's just waiting. Okay, if there's anyone here that I did not answer the question, please type it in. You get one question per session, so per night, so that way everyone gets their question answered. Okay. If I missed anyone, this is the time to type your question in, because this is we're at the end of the show now. And I think Betty had a question. Betty, I know you came in late, so I don't know if you had a question. Oh, your career. Oh, I think it's a red TRD. Oh, okay, because I'm like keep saying red wording on the truck. Okay, so that's the word. Because I'm like, there's something red on that truck. I know it because I see it. Okay, that's funny. I don't know what TRD is, but anyway, we'll look it up. TRD. All right. Thank you very much for reading with me. All right, I think this might be our last question for the evening. Betty is here. Should I move on? So the question was, hi, I'd like to know about my career. What's my next move? We may need a one-to-one meeting for this. Okay. Okay. So this is a question right here. Should I move on or wait out my, oh, is a Toyota? Oh, okay. Thank you. I don't know what that even is, but thank you. Okay. So thanks for that answer. Okay, Betty, should I move on or wait out my pension from my job? Okay. So Spirit, come to the table. Be in a very neutral space. So should Betty move on with her job, I guess now, or wait out her pension? Should Betty wait out her pension? No. So here's what I'm going to always suggest, and this is just coaching. If you're making a decision, please don't make an emotional decision. I know jobs are not, they're not going to be 100%. I mean, we work for somebody else. There's probably people that we don't get along with, etc. Right? But you also don't want to put yourself in a place of survival, right? So Maslow's theory, if anyone understands Maslow's theory, the bottom of the pyramid is survival. It's eating. It's finding a place to live. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, you've got to support yourself. If you just quit your job and you don't have anything lined up, you're going to go into survival. You're going to go into fear. You're going to go into survival, right? And some of the job markets right now, to be very honest with you, are pretty limited. I mean, with everything that's going on, jobs are very limited, right? So the only time I would ever, and I cannot ever make a decision for anyone, I just want to be clear about that. The only time I would ever suggest maybe to really leave your job is if you are being mentally affected by it, like you're being bullied and HR is not helping you, you have no support around it, and it's really draining you, and you're getting physically or spiritually, mentally, and emotionally sick. That would be the only time that I would ever suggest anyone to quit their job and leave. Again, because you don't want to have another issue of now you can't find a job. Betty, I kind of feel like you're close in your pension though, right? I have been asking for a couple of years and I want to keep growing my pension and then leave. I kind of feel like you're close in your pension. Here's the thing. We don't know right now about Social Security and all of that stuff. So just so you know, like that may not be an option. Social Security is not going to pay your bills, by the way. So all you guys are thinking like this is going to be like all your income. Nah, think again. Social Security is going to be an addendum to your income. And if you are a reader or do something like this, you can read forever. Like I plan on reading until they put me in the ground. I'm not going in the ground, by the way, but you understand what I'm saying, right? So you've got to now build up whatever you're doing and really consider, like, can you hang in there until your pension pays off, right? Unless, again, you're being bullied, maligned, you're physically getting ill, you're mentally not well from your job. Those would be honestly the only circumstances that I would even remotely suggest that you would leave your job. I get it. We may not like our job a lot, but again, I'm just feeling like, yeah, so, you know, that would be the only thing. Pensions are important. I get retirement, and honestly, I'm rejoicing whenever that check comes through every month, right? So, and I'm not on Social Security yet next year. I chose to wait to get on Social Security. So, um, but who knows if that's going to be there? Is Social Security going to be around next year? I'm asking the table. So yes, it will be. So anyway, but so right now that's what guides are saying for you. All right. So I would just say, um, if you are if you are in the audience and you are thinking like, what, I want to start a side hustle and I want it to be my main business at some time, start doing that now. Now is the time to do that. At some point, you're going to have a tipping point, and then you're going to be able to do this fully. Look, I worked a civil service job for many, many years until there came a tipping point where it was like time for me to go. I kept hearing guides say, you have a bigger audience to serve. And I was stubborn. Like, I stayed in that job for a really long time. I knew it was time to quit. And then when the time came to quit, I was really ready to go. But I had built my business over time. And then it was really easy for me to, move into this as a full-time job. So that's what I would highly suggest. If you're interested in learning how to do that, if you're interested in learning how to, leave your job and move into something else, you don't know how to do that, but consider taking a reading with me and coaching with me. It's a reading and coaching session, and we can figure out how you can do that. If you're interested in learning how to, become a reader, or you want to do Reiki, or you want to do something in this field, there's lots of different things you can do, to be very honest with you. And you don't know where to start or how to do it, consider getting some training, and get a structured practice. Once you have a structured practice, it's going to be very easy for you then to scale it, but you've got to practice. You've got to know what you're doing in order to do that. Right. Okay. So, so we're answering one question tonight per person. So thank you for letting me answer that for you. I think that I've gotten everybody here, right? So did I get everybody that's on? So when we have 8 people left on, but I think I covered all the other questions today. I'm going to wait a few minutes, and then I'm going to go off. Thank you everyone again for coming on with me. I will be back on. Thanks, Betty. I will be back on what is today? Thursday, right? So my schedule for that I will be keeping will be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I will be leaving on vacation in May, so I'm not going to be able to take my Edgar with me. So I have to leave Edgar at home. Edgar's sad. He's not going to be able to come with me. Maybe I can find a table there to work with. I'm going to see if I can find a table there to work with, but then I have to take all this equipment. So I may just be able to do some readings with cards or something. I don't know. I have to figure that. I was just thinking that today. But anyway, thank you all very much for joining me tonight. This was as a new beginning for me, and I hope that this was helpful for you. If you wouldn't mind, just share my channels with everybody, and just invite your friends and family to come and get a real quick reading. Again, these are just really quick readings. If you'd like to have a one-on-one, please find me on my website. Love to all of you. Thank you so much for showing up. And Edgar thanks you. And firstly, again, I just want to thank Spirit, and I want to thank everyone's loved ones who came to the table today. And I especially want to thank you for making the time. I know that you have other things to do, but thank you very much for being a part of this evening. It's not possible without you. Much love to all of you, and I will see you later. Bye.